thank you all for coming out for this time, which is bittersweet. Many of you know that Dr. Kendell Sprott and I have been friends for about 30, close to 40 years. We met when he was a medical student, and we were in the same apartment complex. And he decided to go to pediatrics, and he trained with us and all of that. He and I hung out together. The most serious surgical procedure I ever had in my life was a result of Kenny Sprott. We were playing paddleball and, at the Orange Y, and I slipped in his perspiration and ruptured my left Achilles tendon. And Kenny kept playing, and then after he yelled, "I won," he picked me up and took me to the hospital. But he's a wonderful friend. And it's been a pleasure to have him here. He went over after Children's Hospital split apart. He went to Beth Israel and was there for a while. And then when I became the chair of pediatrics, and I realized I really didn't want to run clinical services, I asked him to come back and do that, and he came back. And shortly after he came back, I abandoned him and went to the dean's office. And then he became our senior associate dean for clinical enterprise. And in the meantime, he got a law degree. And Kenny was never someone who was short for words. And then when he got his law degree, he was even longer for words. And so in our senior management meetings now, they only lasted half an hour instead of an hour and a half when Kenny was there. But we really miss him. So we're very happy to have Kenny here and Dr. Twisdale, Kenny's wife, another New Jersey Medical School alum. And I've known both of them and their children for a long time, and it's a delight. So now Kenny is the president and CEO of Matheny Hospital. He's sitting right next to another hospital person, and he's gone over to the dark side. But we really appreciate you, Kenny. So I'm very happy we're able to put this together and to acknowledge your many years of contribution to this medical school and to making it thrive, and your great contributions to me in helping me run this place. And we know that you're going to continue to be associated with us in one way or another, and we just want to thank you for being here with us. So we have 5 minutes
So I will start off by thanking Bob for giving me the opportunity to come back to New Jersey Medical School, first as Vice Chair of Pediatrics, and then quickly Acting Chair of Pediatrics for 8 years and Senior Associate Dean for Clinical Affairs. Bob mentioned I got a law degree. I got a law degree in '94. Never to become an attorney, but I concentrated on both healthcare and the laws that affected children. And part of my role has always been to look at what's in the best interest of children. And almost all of my professional career has been spent in Newark, just for a couple of brief times not. And I've always felt that the most vulnerable needed the most amount of help and didn't always get the resources that they needed, but we tried the best with limited circumstances to try and move things forward. And this opportunity came to me. I just, didn't necessarily was out there looking, but a headhunter called and asked, and did I know anyone who might be interested in the position? And then said I'd give it some thought, and at the end of that conversation, might you be interested? I said, well, tell me more about it. And Matheny, if you don't know, is a complex of several different things. Matheny, medical, and educational. So to a certain extent, didn't know until a week later, that I'm the equivalent of a superintendent of a school that we have. It has 42 students. Many of the students are patients, so that we are a specialized hospital for the developmentally disabled. a school for the developmentally disabled. We have 5 group homes, and we also have an outpatient clinic. So that there are a number of services, and David's around. David around? Yeah. So I've always been very interested in finances and how finances run, so I quickly figured out where the different monies for the various entities came from, and then started to develop a strategy of how to deal with the different pieces of government that relate to that. All of the money comes to the school as governmental money, either Board of Education, Medicaid, or DED. And it's been interesting trying to put things together and set up the meetings with the various leaders that are responsible for our revenue. So I'm dealing with politicians, I'm dealing with land use. I appeared before the Land Use Board last week for 3 hours, listening to bees and things, but to deal with our issue. And it's very interesting and important to understand the relationships that you have, that you've built, and how to call on people for things that you need. So it's a very interesting time. I'm very excited. I'm very happy. I have a board that I answer to, but I think at this point in time, I don't know how long it's going to last. They are extremely happy by the things that I've done, and sort of the vision that I've created that is very different than what they were moving down towards when they approached me. So I think that this next phase of my career, I think will be very important, because in a real sense, the population that I deal with is even more disadvantaged than the population here. There's a lot of poverty, but none of my patients have any income. Many of them can't even articulate their concerns. And so it's a much more needy population than the populations I've worked with. And I think there are important things that they need that I can help them with. So I thank all of you here for all of the experiences that I've had in trying to help many of you in terms of the problems that we've shared together. And hopefully, as Bob said, I'll continue the relationship here and also try and do the things that I think are important for Matheny. But I want to thank all of you for all the support I've had from you, and I will continue to look at Newark as my home base. This morning I attended the Greater Newark Healthcare Coalition board, which I'm on, and they were happy that I'm not leaving, and they're going to find another position for my successor here, who's yet to be named, but I think many people are aware of who were the number of people that were looking and who it might be. But hopefully we'll be able to continue to do what's necessary for the healthcare needs of the people in the Greater Newark area, as well as the developmentally disabled. And I think Matheny will likely be in many parts of the state, including Essex County, in the next few years. So thank you all for coming. I really am pleased that the dean went through this kind of expense for little old me. Shrimp and filet mignon. I'm impressed. David, you're picking up the check. University. Thank you, Jim. I saw Jim earlier. He was at the board meeting today, and he said he was going to be here, although I didn't see him and his staff. But I appreciate the people that came out from the school as well as University Hospital, because I feel as if you're part of a family that I've been with for a number of years, and hopefully we'll remain close. But thank you for coming, and thank you for all your support over the time that I was here.